And here it is. My Quest Pro has just arrived from Amazon France. Now, if you're also outside the rather short list of countries where Meta delivers to directly, Amazon or other online retailers are your best bet. This is an unboxing and first impressions video from a VR developer's perspective. I've worked with VR headsets from Samsung's Gear VR to Vive Pro and just about anything in between. So the box splits in two and seems like accessories are scattered all over the place. The controllers feel really good in the hand and I really like the rough finishes that they have. Kind of want to test how the new camera tracking works and we'll do that in just a bit. The headset is now black and has this quite distinctive look. I feel this alternating of the colors is becoming a theme for Meta, with the first Quest being black, then Quest 2 white, and this one is black again. We're gonna have to see how the Quest 3 looks like. Otherwise, very good weight distribution, and I can only hope these side plastics are better than the one on the Elite strap for the Quest 2. Those broke in a matter of weeks. IPD adjustment seems quite robust. Yeah, overall it's much slimmer than the Quest 2, but this is also because the base headset has no built-in light blockers, so you see the lens go all the way to the edge of the headset when you look at it from the side. Charging brick and USB-C charging cable are included. Also is this really helpful silicone cover. Now, the front glass is not just for aesthetics, it covers 3 of the tracking cameras and scratching it around those will certainly affect tracking and pass-through quality. Digging through this puzzle of accessories, the wireless charging dock is included in the box. Everything is magnetic and after some practice you can get things snapping in place pretty easily. The partial light blockers, these are the only ones included, so you don't have the full light blockers, and these are also magnetic and feel a bit flimsy. I kind of don't expect them to do full blocking. And this is the full setup. Well, almost. Now, I almost threw away with the packaging 2 extra accessories that came with the Quest Pro, and these are the cable management here and this kind of controller nibs. Actually, Meta wants you to use these nibs when you're drawing. If you're drawing on a physical surface, you can attach them instead of the straps. And the cable management is helpful because the Quest Pro actually comes with 2 3.5 audio jacks on both sides, so you can kind of attach this on the side and it's actually pretty fixed here, so you can run the cables through it. I've actually spent quite a few hours with the Quest Pro and I want to give you my first impressions on how the headset feels and behaves. Now, in a nutshell, this is by far the best standalone VR headset you can buy right now. It's just you're just gonna have to pay a premium on it. What I mean by this is that it's definitely better than the Quest 2, which is the mainstream VR headset, but it's not like 10x better. It's maybe twice as good in some aspects, and sometimes it's just, let's say, 1.5 better. But you're gonna pay $1,500 or actually 1,800 euros for this. So it's an excellent purchase if you're a VR developer or a professional, or maybe just a VR enthusiast that can afford it. But otherwise, you might want to consider the Quest 2 or the Pico VR or another VR headset, because you will definitely paying a premium for having the best VR headset in its class. Now, actually, let's jump in and I'm going to talk a little bit about ergonomics, which are obviously much better than the Quest 2, which out of the box didn't came with excellent ergonomics. With the Quest Pro, you just have so much more control points on how the headset can be adjusted on your face. Initially, I actually didn't like it so much, but just in a few minutes, I kind of got accustomed to the fact that the headset rests on your forehead and on the back of your head. So unlike the Quest 2, it doesn't sit on your face anymore. So if you spend hours and hours in VR, you have a red kind of mark on your forehead, but not all around your eyes. So that's a key difference here. And actually, speaking of ergonomics, the headset has just one surprise in store for you. Everything else is basically just like you would expect it to be if you read the specs on the box. And the surprise is that kind of Meta decided to let you see on the periphery of your view what's around you. And that's actually a very smart design decision. And what surprised me most is that it doesn't take away from the immersion. So I can still be very immersed in the virtual space that I'm in right now, but I can also see things on my periphery. So I can, let these on the table, pick stuff up, check some notifications on my phone, or, type a pairing code on the laptop. So that's all very helpful, especially if you are in kind of a smaller space situation. The controllers have a good weight, and I think they have a better balance, probably also because Meta kind of wants you to use them as drawing tools by holding them the other way around. Haptics definitely feel better. It's a new improved system on the controllers, but that's about it. So another new feature on the Quest Pro is the color pass-through. So if I step away towards the edge of my boundary, I can see in color my surroundings. I can see my hand. So this is different from the Quest 2, where you had that infrared black and white pass-through, which was helpful, but this one is definitely better. So I can make up everything. The stitching is better, but again, it's not 10x better. So the image is still noisy. I can't make out small text. I can only see big text. So I wouldn't call it production ready. It's great to be more aware of what's around you and interact with things around you, but you're not going to use it in a mixed reality app where seeing around you is critical, where you have to see something very specific around you. Otherwise, the resolution of the headset is definitely sharper. Everything looks, better than the Quest 2. Not much better, but, better. Eye tracking was actually one of the key features that the Quest Pro announced. And besides eye tracking, you also have face tracking, which I can say they both work very well. They don't work exceptionally well, so you're not going to replace traditional eye and face tracking with the Quest Pro. But if you test it with the Meta avatar, it definitely picks up your expressions, your eye and face tracking. And I'm sure that's going to only get better with time as they improve the software. When it comes to performance, the Quest Pro is definitely better than the Quest 2, but again, it's not much better. It's probably 1.5 times better. And the main difference that I noticed with the Quest Pro is through when it comes to streaming, seeing on a laptop or your phone what you're doing in VR. With the Quest 2, everybody knows that was kind of a hit and miss, and you would drop frames and the image would be compressed quite heavily. Whereas with the Quest Pro, I never had this issue. Streaming worked flawlessly, and that's actually something very interesting if you are doing a lot of streaming content from your VR activities. Again, I only spent a few hours with the Quest Pro, so I need much more time to actually test it and see the performance. And we're gonna do a lot of that with Unfold VR, our VR app. We're gonna put the Quest Pro through the test and see just how much better it is than the Quest 2. If you want to learn more about Unfold VR and actually download the app, you need to join our Discord and get an App Lab invite there. With Unfold VR, we're decentralizing asset creation for the metaverse, so I'm sure a lot of you would be interested in that. Just go to the description of this video and we have all the details there. Now, in a nutshell, I would just say, again, the Quest Pro is an excellent acquisition if you're a developer, if you're a professional in any creative industry, or if you just simply can afford it. Definitely go get it. It's the best VR headset out there in its class, but again, you will be paying a premium to get this device. Now, what questions do you have about the Quest Pro? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, hit me up on social links. They're all in the description of this video. Until next time, I'm George.